Hey guys, what's up? It's munclesonkey. So in this video, I'm pretty much just doing some Calfight King killing, and I got seismics possibly temporarily. I bought them for very cheap because of a crash. I highly imagine that I can sell them again and profit quite a bit on them. So if that ends up happening, hey, you know, I could possibly make like 40 mil just by buying and selling seismics. But also I wanted to make a video of doing some Calfight King and doing, well, very quick kills. We'll just say that this kill that you're seeing here is a sub 3-minute kill, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, what I mainly wanted to make this video about is the Araxxor boss that has recently been teased, because there's been a lot of worry, especially going around the level 90 weapons, because the Araxxor boss is going to be dropping the level 90 two-handed weapons. And there's kind of, first of all, I just wanted to get this out of the way. Like, I don't know any more about this boss than anyone else who has like read the behind the scenes and like teaser images and stuff like that knows. So I really don't have any like insider information about this boss or anything, but so far what we do know is the boss is going to be in Mauritania. It's probably going to require quite a few quests to do it. It's going to be solo or duo. It's going to be very hard, and it's also going to be switching phases, like maybe daily or weekly, kind of like Rise of the Six. Virago switches every week, Rise of 6 switches every day, like it's slightly different combat mechanics and all. So I'm not exactly sure how often Araxxor will be switching, but it will have that same thing where it'll be switching pretty often. So Calfight King is my favorite boss in the game, and this is a boss that will probably be like the least affected out of the 3 bosses that drop level 90 weapons if Araxxor is incorrectly implemented. I mean, there's kind of 3 ways that Araxxor could be implemented in my estimation where it drops level 90 weapons. One is very bad. One of them might work out. It kind of depends on how people react, because people in the Runescape community, when it comes to GE prices and stuff, tend to freak out and panic sell a lot. Or there could be one way that would work very well. So the first way, the way that would not work at all with Araxxor, is if he just straight up drops the level 90 weapons, kind of like how any other boss does. Like, you go kill KK for a little while, you get a Dragor drop. You know, if you go kill Araxxor for a little while, it drops the level 90 staff drop. This would not work because, well, probably no one would ever Virago again, unless it was just for fun. No one would ever be able to Virago for money again, because there's no way a solo boss would have a drop worth more than 1 bill, because you could solo it. And yes, it'll be very difficult at first, just like most bosses are when they first come out, but people will figure out mechanics to kill it, and they'll be able to get consistent kills. And eventually, even if the drop is very rare, just because of the fact that it's soloable, the staff, there's no way the staff would be worth more than 1 bill unless it was like rarer than Third Age or something. But as you can see, there's our first kill there. Like, just killing it with seismics and, you know, 2 other people who are pretty good at doing damage is just ridiculously fast Calfight King kills. But the second way that these level 90 weapons could be implemented is if, this is what I've heard rumors of. I have no idea if this is true or not, but I've heard that the boss will be dropping like pieces of weapons, and they'd be really rare, and then like when you get all the pieces of the weapons, you have to put them together. So basically it would take a really long time to create like a staff or a, you know, two-handed sword or whatever the two-handed weapons are that it drops, and maybe the pieces could be tradable. This might put off the crash of level 90 weapons for a little bit longer, but I mean, it's still a solo boss, which is really the main issue here. So I think that eventually, even if the weapons were broken up into pieces and those pieces were incredibly rare, it would still take quite a while for those pieces to drop down, but eventually it would drop down to maybe like 300 mil for a staff, and in that case, you know, the seismic wand would probably drop out to, it would be very cheap, because what's the point of buying a seismic wand in Singularity for like 1.2 bill when you could just buy a level 90 staff for like 200 or 300 mil? There's really no point, and again, it would really devalue Virago, and I mean, it would probably devalue the Ascension bosses as well, and then the Ascension keys money-making method would really get hurt, and that's a really consistent way for lower level players to make money as well. So that'd be really sad if that became less good money, or even became something that's not even worth doing anymore. So the third way that the level 90 weapons could be implemented, and this is really the only way that I personally see it working and not causing a massive crash in the GE, not causing Virago to be not worth doing anymore. The only really way that I see it could be worth is if the spider boss drops like a staff, and then you have to attach a seismic wand to it to make it a staff, or it could drop like a sword blade or whatever, or a sword hilt, and then you attach a Drygor to it to make it a level 90 two-handed weapon. Same goes with the crossbow. Maybe you could attach an Ascension crossbow to a I don't know, two-handed crossbow frame or something to make a level 90 two-handed crossbow. This is really the only way that I can possibly see this working, unless the drops from Araxxor are just insanely rare, because, you know, people are going to camp it because it's a solo boss, and that's going to make the drops from it over time eventually become pretty cheap. And if that becomes the case and you don't like need a seismic wand or something, which would really stabilize the price of seismics a lot more, maybe they would stop crashing so much like they have been recently, and people would stop, I guess, panic selling them after every single update. But that's really the only way that I could possibly see this really working out and not becoming a mass panic sell boss, because I'm really excited for the new boss. I'm going to be doing it myself, trying to make some money. I'll probably be doing it duo on the hard mode. I imagine that the duo is probably going to have like better drop rates and better drops. I don't know that for a fact, but me and a friend are probably going to you know, kill the boss duo on the hard mode, and that way I think it's probably going to be a little bit easier just because there's two of us. But who knows, we'll wait for the boss to be released, but it is going to be released later this month, so I am super excited for it. And when it eventually does come out, hopefully I'll have streaming capabilities by then, and I will be able to stream the new Araxxor boss, and that would be an absolute great time. I mean, although I'd probably just die a whole lot the first day, because apparently it's going to be very hard, which is good. But, you know, eventually the combat mechanics will be figured out, and people will be able to kill it much easier. But anyway, I guess getting on to the video, I did sell my seismics. A lot of people don't really realize that, because I was having some questions, you know, on the comments and in my friends chat. It's like, where's your seismics on my main account? The reason why I sold them is because I was playing on my lower level account, and seismics went down about like 650 mil in a few weeks. So the reason why I sold them is because I didn't want items on an account that were just dropping hundreds of mil very quickly that I wasn't even using. So I did sell them. I only lost about 300 mil. I could have lost, you know, over twice that if I had held on to them a little bit longer. I'm not too worried about losing the money, but I did buy back the seismics. I'm probably going to just attempt flipping them for a little while, because I don't know how much I'll actually be using them, but because I'm slaying now, I'm not really PVMing, and chaotic staff is pretty good for slayer. Like, seismics are better for slayer than chaotic staff, but it's not a huge difference. But anyway, this is kind of like the price check of our Calfight King trip. That's pretty good. 2 mil in drops just for one Calfight King trip without any Drygors. That's a 2 flash trip, so we were there for about an hour. And then I did get a drop, and this drop was duo with Sean, and I think it was on our like 3rd duo kill or something. We had done a few duo trips in the past. We had never gotten a Drygor before, so this is our first duo Drygor. I'm not sure if it was my first duo Drygor, but it was my first duo Drygor with him. Like, we've had, I don't know, 20 plus trio Drygors, but that was the first duo, and that sold for about, I think, 42 point something mil. And so yeah, I made like a 22 mil in about 3 Calfight King kills, which was pretty awesome. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun at Calfight King today with the seismics, and they are very powerful if you're using like Scrimshaw, the elements, and vulnerability and all that. You just hit absolutely insane damage, as you saw from some of the kills earlier. You can get him down to the first green, you can get him down to minions like before he charges even sometimes. It's insane. Anyway, I mean, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of Araxxor, if you think this boss is just going to cause mass panic sell and a huge crash, and Virago is not worth doing anymore. And I kind of personally believe that that is what is going to happen, because I don't really have a whole lot of faith in the way that this boss will be implemented. But if it is implemented correctly, hopefully seismics won't be like 100 mil for the wand. But we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and farewell.